charged him with criminal contempt, conspiracy to violate a protective order, and identity theft. His bail got set at $50,000 and his mom refused to pay it, saying he needed to face the consequences of his actions. Wednesday morning, my lawyer called with updates about Preston's case and said his lawyer was already pushing for a plea deal. They wanted to claim temporary emotional distress and get him mandatory therapy instead of jail time. The prosecutor wanted to know what I thought, but I honestly didn't know because part of me wanted him punished. But mostly I just wanted this whole nightmare to be over. That evening, I tried going to a yoga class at a different studio to get back to my normal routine, but I spent the whole time looking at every person who walked by the door. Every guy made my heart race, and I kept checking the exits and watching the windows. The instructor noticed I was freaking out and quietly asked if I was okay, and offered to walk me to my car after class, which was really nice, but also made me realize how messed up I'd become. Thursday morning, Derek's lawyer reached out to mine saying Derek wanted to testify against Preston in exchange for a lighter sentence. He had text messages showing Preston getting more and more aggressive when Derek first said no to helping him. The messages were honestly scary because Preston was threatening to ruin Derek's life if he didn't help and calling him every name in the book. Friday morning came fast, and my lawyer called to say Preston's bail hearing was at 10, and I didn't have to be there, which was a relief. She texted me updates as it happened, and apparently Preston completely lost it in court. He fired his lawyer right there in front of everyone and started yelling about being persecuted and demanded to cross-examine me even though I wasn't there. The judge shut him down hard and denied his bail modification request and sent him back to jail until trial. That afternoon, Mrs. Davidson texted asking if we could meet for coffee, and when I saw her, she looked like she'd aged 10 years in 2 weeks. Her hands were shaking as she pushed a box across the table with some of my stuff from Preston's apartment. She told me Preston had been diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, and looking back, there were so many signs she'd ignored or made excuses for. She kept apologizing over and over, and I could tell she was really broken up about everything her son had become. Saturday morning, I went back to Pilates for the first time in days, and Sophia had everyone doing planks when I walked in. I jumped in, and something just clicked, because I held that plank for 3 minutes straight, which was my personal best ever. Sophia announced it to the whole class, and everyone started cheering, and Miranda filmed it, and for those 3 minutes, I didn't think about Preston or court or anything. I actually posted the video myself this time with just a simple caption about getting stronger every day. Sunday, I started looking for a new apartment because I couldn't feel safe in my current place anymore. The realtor kept showing me buildings with doormen and security systems, and when I said I just needed a fresh start, she gave me this knowing look. She told me half her clients were women in similar situations, which was both sad and weirdly comforting. Monday morning, everything went to hell again when HR called me in, saying they'd received an anonymous email with fake intimate photos of me. The IT department traced it to a computer at the public library near the jail, and the prosecutor added more charges against Preston for cybercrimes and harassment. My boss called me into her office that afternoon, but instead of being mad, she offered me paid leave if I needed it and said the company would pay for counseling. She told me she'd gone through something similar 15 years ago and wished she'd had this kind of support back then. I started crying right there in her office, and she just handed me tissues and told me to take all the time I needed. Tuesday evening, I had my first therapy appointment, and when the therapist asked when I last felt truly safe, I couldn't even answer at first. Then I realized it was before I met Preston, because even during our good times, I was always watching what I said and did to avoid setting him